So this little bugger right here is one of the most useful things on the face of the planet. I can check my email, I can get text messages, I can make calls from it. I can check the security systems on my buildings. You know, like I can pay my bills. I can do all of my banking. I can buy a car. I can do my insurance. I can do everything on my phone. The other thing is that if I have an idea and I want to do some more investigation, I can find it on my phone. That's cool, but there's also a problem that comes along with that, and the problem's this: is that we are thought machines. That's one of the interesting things about human beings, is that, you know, can a whale develop a thought? I pick on a whale because it's the largest mammal. Can a whale develop a thought? We don't think so. You know, maybe they can, but we're pretty sure they can't. How about a dog? I don't think so. I don't think a dog can develop, you know, because if a dog could develop a thought, then why do we not see dogs building houses? Why can't a dog build their own doghouse? You know, if they can develop the thought, they should be able to do that. You know, sure, they don't have opposable thumbs, but they would have a thought that would overcome that, because they would create a tool that, you know, that they could use without opposable thumbs. So the point is that since we have the ability to generate so much thought, there is a philosophy that too much of a good thing is not a good thing. Okay, so too much thought might not necessarily be the most effective way of like making it through the day. And what happens, we have this thing, it's called the reticular activating system. And so when you make up your mind where you want to go and say, buy a red Honda Accord, you want a red Honda Accord, and you're walking around and then you see red Honda Accord everywhere. Or you're like, boy, I really would like a big juicy hamburger. That sounds so good right now. I want a big juicy hamburger. And as you're like walking down the street, all of a sudden it seems like everybody's eating big juicy hamburgers. Well, they were already eating big juicy hamburgers, you just weren't paying any attention to it because you hadn't told your RAS that this was something that was important. And so when we couple these thoughts that we have, and then we have an idea that it might be important, and then we also have the ability to find all of the information that cements the idea that that could be important, we create a data point. So now it's something for our RAS to pay attention to. And then something else comes up, you know, like I've got to schedule an appointment to go to the doctor. You know, I need to go to this particular type of a doctor. And so then you're looking and researching doctors. Now it's another point on your RAS. And so what you do is you begin to develop all of these things that you're trying to get your RAS to pay attention to. And at some point, and I don't know what that point is, you wind up not doing any of them because it's too much. It's too much stuff to pay attention to. And that's kind of what you're describing, is that, you know, like, man, I feel a lot better, you know, when I can just focus in on one thing. Yeah, that's the way God wired you. Yep, we're wired to actually do that. And then enter this thing. It's a lot like a handgun. Okay, a handgun is an extremely useful thing. You can use it for personal protection. You can go hunting with it if you needed to. You can, it can be a source of fun. You can go target shooting, you know, like, wow, that's so much fun. But it can also take a life. It could also take your own life. You could use the gun to take your own life. You could use the gun to hurt yourself or hurt somebody else. Not even necessarily take. That's the same thing as this. Extremely useful tool, but if not used properly, very dangerous. So like a gun, I mean, that's pretty obvious. It's like, if you put the gun to your head and you pull the trigger, you will likely die. And it's not really that big of a mystery. This is a little more subtle in the fact that what happens is that misuse of our ability to think and then creating data points using the technology that we have available. It's not the same as putting a gun to the head, because, you know, it's like, that's pretty instantaneous. But what it does do is it robs all of your happiness. And then you just wind up not being that happy.